Bolaji, we're going to see. All right.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. Okay. Welcome everyone. How are we all doing? Okay, so welcome everyone to Truman Conference, 4th edition, The Real You. So my name is Boluwaji Ido, and we'll be having, our conference today, the True Woman Conference. So today we'll be having two sessions by Blossom Obi and Oma Phoebe. So first of all, can we all know where we're all joining from? I'm joining from Minsk. So I'd like to see in the chat box where we are all joining from. I'd like to see in the chat box where you're joining from. Okay, hello, Bittersweet. Okay, joining from Lagos. Can we all drop in the chat box where we are joining from? Just drop your location, Minsk, okay. Minsk, nice. Come on, guys, let's do this. Where are we joining from? Lagos, Nigeria, Canada, US. Where are we joining from? We'd like to know. You know, this is a virtual event, so we are expecting that we'll be joined by a lot of people. Okay, from Abuja. ABJ, we salute you. Okay. Belarus. Okay. DTV says join from Belarus. Okay. We need comments. Let's engage, please. Where are we joining from? Okay, so okay, so that further.
Hi everyone, sorry for that break in transmission. Very quickly, we'll just go through. Sorry everyone for that break in transmission. So things happen like this in a virtual event. We didn't know why she was actually kicked out, but very quickly we'll just start with why we're here today. So welcome everyone to the fourth edition of the Through Women Conference. Yes, it's themed The Real You. I'm very excited to be here today. We're going to be having amazing sessions. The first speaker who will be taking us through manifesting your purpose. Yes, you need to understand how to manifest your purpose for you to actually discover the real you. Because I mean, who are you? What are you going to even understand by being your real self if you do not understand who you are? So very quickly, we're going to be calling on an amazing person who has over time transformed lives from in various sectors and business spheres of the world. Is none other than Phoebe, who is an HR expert, right? She has been able to help businesses over time to transform them from one stage to the other, right? So sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Blossom Obi, and I'm the convener for the True Women Conference. So before we bring Oma up very quickly, we are going to be doing something very quick and short, right? So we're going to be doing something very quick and short. Yes, I'm just going to give you a recap of all that True Women Conference has been doing so far, right? I'm just going to give a highlight and then we'll just continue right up. So basically, True Women Conference was birthed in 2019, and with the first conference that was held in Owerri, we had a giveaway yesterday, and we had some questions pop up, and we had so many people who were able to actually find that out, right? And we're able to participate. Well, we're gonna be sharing the winners to this conference, right? This session and tomorrow's session, we're gonna be hearing the winners. Yes, we have more than one winner actually. We have more than one winner. Amazing people were able to partake in the giveaway, and I'm so excited that people get to, partake in the fun and the excitement while we actually patiently and so eagerly wait for today to come. So very quickly, we'll be welcoming Phoebe. She's going to be taking us on manifesting your purpose, right? In different aspects of our lives. So she's going to be showing us how to manifest your purpose in a 9 to 5, in your business, whatever field you find yourself in. It's very important that you understand the core of your existence, and then you know how to channel all of those things into why you are actually existing today. So welcome everyone once again. Yes, welcome to the True Women Conference 2022, The Real You. So I just want to quickly admonish you, right? So just sit tight, get your pens and your paper. Yes, we're gonna be taking down notes. Because they say that, right? The shortest pen is still faster than the longest memory. What does that imply? It means that your ability to be able to take down notes will go a long way to what your memory can do for you. So guys, let us get our pens and paper. Very excited right now. So while we call Phoebe up to come and take us into how to manifest our purpose, you don't want to go anywhere, right? You want to be seated, right, with your pens and your jotter, taking notes and expecting to gain clarity, to gain mind shift, to gain transformation, to gain so many opportunities from individuals, right? So very quickly, I'll be calling on Phoebe to come up, right? HR consultant and business consultant, taking us on how to manifest your purpose. If you're here with me, Phoebe, that's I think it's time, right? We're so eagerly. So guys, please make use of the chat, but let us see some excitement. If you're excited to see and hear from Phoebe right now, let us know. Let's see some excitement in the chat, right? Make use of. I know we're streaming to all our platforms right now. So we're streaming to all our platforms. You can plug in on Facebook, you can plug in on Instagram. So we're streaming to all our platforms, right? So wherever you're plugged in from, it's so amazing. Just drop some loves, drop some emojis. It's very exciting to be here tonight. to be here tonight. So very quickly, Phoebe, we would love for you to come up and just take over. We're very excited to hear from you guys. So make welcome Phoebe. Yes. So let me see those chat love on the chat box while we're waiting for Phoebe to come up. Yes, if you're here, we're waiting on you. Hi, welcome. So good to see you. We're not hearing you, so. We can't hear you. Or is it just me? Guys, if you can hear her, let us know. Let us know if you can hear her. Oh my boy, we can't hear you. Okay, we can hear you little.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me now, Blossom?
Yes, we can.
Oh, amazing. Okay, like you can hear me loud and clear.
We can hear you loud and
Oh my God. Thank God. Like
Yeah.
I'm not at the back end. I had to put up some things on Chrome. Chrome was the one disallowing me from, I don't know, said my
Okay,
audio
so
and
sorry
camera
about
was
that.
off from my settings, my browser settings. So, well, thank God I'm up.
Yes, thank God. I was
All
so
right,
excited
good.
to hear from you.
Is it good day, everyone? Now, to be night, the
Good
person's
morning, good
morning, I don't
afternoon,
know,
good
but
evening, wherever you're
hope
plugged
you've
in
been
from.
having an amazing day.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So Blossom has already introduced me. My name is Homer once again, and I'm really happy to be here. I was here last year, and I think the year before that. So it's been a long time coming, right? So I just want to appreciate True Women Foundation for. I used to call it a privilege because I love to meet new people, whether online or on site. I always love to share knowledge, love to share my experience. It's fun for me. In fact, that's how I manifest purpose, right? So that's actually how I manifest purpose. So no matter what my 9 to 5 looks like or what it is, I still find ways to manifest purpose. I always create ways. I always invent ways. That is, I must be, you must see it. It must be obvious. It's an intentional work. So that will bring us to our class today. Okay, so first of all, manifesting your purpose. Interesting topic, right? But most importantly, let's go to one of the words in that phrase, which is purpose. So what does purpose mean? That word has caused lots of confusion globally. People are thinking, is purpose passion? Is passion talent? Is talent skills? Is like people keep thinking lots of things, right? Purpose, just like you would buy an item, a phone, an iPhone. Let's say somebody who gets, let's imagine our parents back in Nigeria, right? Get an iPhone and they're unable to navigate through the functions of the phone, right? Imagine if it's your parents and you're not with them in the country and they have to figure it out themselves. I'm thinking of a situation where they will go and get the pack of the phone. They're like, how can we even navigate through? How do I go to recharge? I want to recharge my phone. If you are available, they will shout, they'll scream your name. I want to recharge my phone. This phone, I don't understand this phone. Like, when somebody is trying to understand something, that's the way the world is moving right now. Government, politics, career, business, people are struggling to find satisfaction. People are struggling to find satisfaction. So what is purpose really? is the reason for which something exists. It's a very big word. Purpose is big. Is the reason something is existing, something is created, something is invented. If you go back to any electrical appliance you use in your house, you want to find out at some point, you'll be like, how many years warranty do we even have for using this item? Can we check? There are times when you want to reference the manual of that item, So because of that, it makes you say it helps you to identify the purpose for that thing. So you would know that if you're an iPhone user, you don't have business with Android, right? Sharing items, receiving items, except if you have to go through a certain process in the Zenda and all to break that ice, like to navigate through. So purpose is the reason for which you are existing. Purpose is bigger than skill. It's bigger than your skill. Yes, it's bigger than just knowledge. It's bigger than something you just stumble over. It is the reason you are existing. So I would like us to take a kind of practical class, like as a teaser, right? So I want you to write down 10 things that you can do. Now write it, we are not submitting it, right? Just write down as I'm talking now, 10 things you can do. I could use myself for an example. 10 things I can do. I can cook, I can write, I can sing. The list is ongoing. 10 things you can do. Like 10 things you can do. Some of them could fetch you money. Some of them you can do them for free. Just write them. It's more than 10. When I did mine, I did 20. And I actually got a list of 20. But I want to do 10, right? So just write it down. 10 things you can do. Whether the economy is nice, the economy is not nice, you can do these things. And you can manage a team. You can do this, you can do that. It can be monetized. It could not be monetized, but things you can do. Now, when you've written down those 10 things, I want you to circle the one that gives you the most satisfaction. If you've written it down, just circle the one that gives you the most. Some people will say, I have 4 that gives me the most satisfaction. No problem. Just circle the one that gives you the most satisfaction. Sometimes you will realize that among those 10 things, of course, one of those 10, you're currently doing it now as a job or a business. And you would realize if you're not in the right path, you realize that what you circled is not what you're doing now in your job. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're not in the right path, right? It means that what your job is right now is not among the things you circled or among what you circled. Now, what I mean by what gives you the most satisfaction is there are some persons, they're working in a 9 to 5 and they feel very dissatisfied with what they are doing in the 9 to 5 job. So you find people going to work every day and they are not happy with the challenges the job brings. I use myself for an example. Every challenge I meet on my job is trajectory, is something that I will use sometime later. So when I want to even transition, when I'm thinking of getting into tech, I'm not thinking of going to learn how to code, right? I'm thinking of, okay, I'm a human resource professional. What is the best fit for me in the world now? So I'm thinking of things like product management. I'm thinking of things like project management. I'm thinking of product manager. These are things that you have to work with a team to achieve, working with people. Now, that I'm only thinking in that line because I want to still maintain satisfaction. A quick example, I studied accounting in school. And in fact, just yesterday, another friend of mine asked me, accounting seems more like it right now. Why are you not doing accounting? And I told her I could be a very good accountant. In fact, I already started writing my ICANN. I wasn't done before I realized that after writing this exam, what exactly will I use this certificate I'm struggling to get to do? And I realized that I can hire an accountant and pay the person when I'm working on my job, my business, when I'm doing all the things I really want to do. So because it was not core for me as a professional, as a career path, remember your career path is what you're doing currently. What the job you're doing, it could be in a business, it could be in a career, in the 9 to 5, it could be as a volunteering, but that's your career path, that's the path you're taking. It's a journey, like the path of which you are currently carrying different activities. You could be working there, you could be volunteering and all. So I've said all this to say that among those 10 things I've asked you to write, I told others, if you're just joining, I told others to write down 10 things they can do, just 10 things you can do. Circle the ones that give you the most satisfaction. If that thing that gives you the most satisfaction, you've not started doing anything about it up till now, I'm going to tell you how you could do doing things about it, even if you're working in an entirely different niche, right? Okay, so remember we started with identifying what purpose is. I said it's the reason for which you're existing. And I gave you a task. I said, write down 10 things, circle the one that gives the most satisfaction. I also mentioned that only a manufacturer understands what the intent he had before creating a product. So you get an item, you get a product, you get a phone or a laptop. You know the reason for which that thing was created was already in the intent of the manufacturer. That's the same way God, who created us, had an intent for every person while he was creating us. Whether you've given your life to Christ right now, you're not in Christ right now, you are still figuring it out, you have a reason why you're existing. You have a reason why you're existing. And that's the original intent of God for creating you. Now, people not meeting this intent get dissatisfied. I already explained that. You find people on a job and they're like, what am I even wasting my life? Have you heard that before? Why am I wasting my life? I can't even use this job to do anything. Like, it's not even really what I want to do. They are trying to communicate that they are not satisfied. Circle the word satisfaction. You can write it down and circle it. That's key. I believe that the Holy Spirit, through satisfaction, prompts your heart to something that you're doing and you're not okay with. So imagine a fashion designer who knows that fashion designing is something she loves to do. She loves to do it. She knows this is her path, and she's looking for a job. Of course, you could say because she wants a higher paying job, she may not really want to start with what she wants to do. Maybe she wants to get another role entirely. She starts with that, with her plan in mind, right? After you've done that for a while, you just stop it, and then you push in the money you've made, you've saved, you've invested, you push in the money in what you've saved into what you really want to do. Now that's a fashion designer who is thinking in line with her purpose. Everything you're doing, you have that as a plan, you have that as a goal. You're saying, okay, this is this thing that really gives me satisfaction. Now, you know what? Among those 10 things you've written, they are the ones I told you to circle. If you look at them, you realize that they are the things that people see the most excellence when you do them. Sometimes you do them with very minimal preparations. Very minimal. In fact, sometimes you don't even prepare at all. Somebody just stumbles over you and say, Homa, please, can you recruit some persons for me? I'm sorry I'm telling you late, but it's just something that is quite urgent right now. We need to get it done now. Do you have time? What gives you satisfaction, that thing that is you're already empowered to do, you don't necessarily need to have all the time to prepare for it. It's inborn. It's something that you quickly connect with. You don't need to stay and prepare and say practice it, practice it. It comes easy to you, right? So I said only a manufacturer can tell you what the intent of the product he's creating, what it is for. So manifesting purpose means showcasing that purpose. To manifest means to showcase, to reveal, to portray, right? So manifesting your purpose means you already know the reason you're existing, or you're yet to figure out the reason you're existing. Trust me, the only person to go to identify the reason you're existing, of course, is the creator himself. But I want you to also know that God communicates our purpose to us in different ways. In different ways. Not everybody would have mastered the art of not everybody would have mastered the art of hearing God, but they are still God's children. They are still his children. He's just waiting for that time for you to connect, really, right? So God tries to communicate purpose to us through different ways. Sometimes he gives us a vision, a very big vision, and you're like, what am I using this for? Why am I thinking in this line? Why am I having this amazing big vision? Like, it is something, of course, it comes to you from the area that you're most satisfied in. When you have that kind of vision, that's God trying to communicate purpose to you. Relationships. You meet people, they tell you, you're better in this. You're better in this. This is it for you. Like, why are you even doing this? This is it. You meet lots of persons who tell you that. Trust me, they are the ones seeing what you're manifesting. You might not be seeing what you're manifesting. You might not have even identified it. And case in point, me venturing into HR was introduced to me by somebody. I didn't even know something like HR existed, but I was already doing it while in school. I was training. I will organize ladies in school. Then I will organize them. I'll teach them about different things. I'll teach them about dressing. I'll teach them just some little things from year 2. And then I'll keep organizing trainings. I'll keep organizing events. I'll keep doing stuff. And then when I was serving, my secretary then just mentioned to me, he said, Oma, you'll be a better HR than what you're doing now. And it looked like immediately he mentioned it. I went online. I didn't know. I said I didn't even know what it means. As at when I was in NYC, that's not far back. I had to go online. So what does HR really do? And then I realized that all of the things I was seeing are the things I was already doing. As I said, relationships is another way God can communicate your purpose to you. If I'm talking about this, if you are yet to even identify what it is, it could be that some person have been telling you something. This is better. This is better. When you do those things, you see that people say, wow, interesting. Me, you're the one that did this. And then people are just like shocked because it is unique. Purpose is unique. Everybody is uniquely created, right? Everybody's uniquely created. So even if both of us are in the music industry, we don't have the same purpose. Everybody's uniquely created. You cannot say you don't have purpose. I don't know you might not have known it, but you cannot say you don't have, because that was the reason God created. If not, there was no essence for you to come here, because you're supposed to communicate. You're supposed to communicate your life and your essence through that purpose. You're supposed to fashion yourself in that line. So I was telling you the ways God communicates purpose to us through your passion. There's some things that you have strong passion for. It's so strong, so strong that you can almost feel it, right? Very strong. Now that passion drives you to some events. Sometimes you find yourself in some circles and you're like, why am I even here? Like you're asking yourself, but you find out that because of time has taken a hold on you, a lot on you, that most of your friends are people that are already in that area, in that niche. It's not coincidence. It's a design. It's actually a design. So another way God communicates purpose to us, I've said passion, I've said deep vision, deep insight, things that people have not seen before. I said relationship. Another one is sense of satisfaction. I'm very sure right now that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because, okay, I'm going to tell you the reasons when I start telling you about how to manifest purpose in your career, right? Okay, our time is fast approaching, like fast coming to an end. So I've told you about how God communicates purpose to you. So either of these methods, you could use it to feel that sense of, okay, this is the area that is my purpose, is the reason I'm existing. That reason, you cannot be existing for the same thing somebody else is existing for. In fact, it's a problem to the manufacturer. Why are you creating the same thing? And God is creative, is innovative. He is, find the word, he's impeccable. He did not create two persons, even if they are twin, the same. You might be doing the same, you might be in the same industry. That's why I don't advise anybody to stop a business because people are much. No, that's not a good reason. You are different. There is a reason. We are both doing fashion, we are both in the fashion industry. You are called, or you are supposed, you are fashioned to create clothing in line with the Nigerian fashion brand or Nigerian fashion setting. People do Ankara, people could do tie and dye. Another person is designed to make wedding dresses, and they make them so beautiful that the day they try to sew, and what I mean by Ankara in Nigeria is clothing that have the Nigerian kind of design and print on them. You are uniquely created. So why do you want to struggle with people struggling and trying to fit into other people when you could really be you, right? Which is our theme, the real you. The real you is in your purpose. It's inside of you. It is you. The real you is the you know now. It's just that you need to harness what you know already about yourself and what you know already about that real you. So you see people trying to compensate their purpose with different things. Compensate. I say it's compensate because they keep pushing it forward and they never get there until time catches up with them. Maybe through whatever reasons, accidents, they can't really fulfill that purpose. Many things. One of them is true success. That you're successful doesn't necessarily mean that you're fulfilling purpose. It could be a personal achievement. It could be what you just want to do while you're here. Success can be something that distracts you from purpose. Yes. Success in the area that is not your core purpose, your purpose, right? It could distract you. Wealth, you might have made a lot of money and like, what am I even stressing myself? Which one is purpose again in this life? Why am I even stressing myself for crying out loud? Can't I just be myself? Who sent me message? In Nigeria will not hear us saying, who sent me message? Let me rest. You know, instead of people saying things like that, purpose. When somebody eat, you would eat, right? But you know, you can still fulfill, you can still manifest this purpose and still get all the wealth, the fame. Fame is another thing that could make you say, I'm already out there. Why do I really necessarily need to? I'm already existing. Like everybody knows what I'm doing. But you realize that when you're doing those things, there's still a gap. It's something you cannot miss. Purpose and that passion is something you can't miss. You may try to hide it for a while. You get another job that's completely negating your value system, your values, your personal values, your religious values, and all of those things. And then a few years down the line, you're like, I wasted my time. Why did I even get into this? Why am I here? You start asking yourself questions like, why am I here? Why am I even gaining on this job? Why did I even take this offer? I don't expect myself to be on this level. That is your purpose that is communicating to you. So people try to compensate their purpose with passion, with wealth, success, and fame. Different other things, but because of time, we'll just stop there. So you find people who are earning amazing amount of salaries, but they're not satisfied. There are so many. I have so many friends like that. Many. They are already at the peak where even me as a HR professional, I want to get there, but they are not satisfied. But they cannot compare that satisfaction with me. I'm going to work every day. I'm happy. My boss is calling me, fix this, fix that. There are things I can relate to. There are things I love. My company is saying, travel to this place, travel to this other place. There are things I want to do. In fact, I'm anticipating traveling to that city because I know the kind of problems I'm going to meet. They are in line with my core area. So one question I would like to ask you. When you get to 60 years, you look down the line, you look down your past years, what would you be happy seeing yourself that you have done? That's where it starts from. And that's the question I asked myself that I stopped at my professional exam. Not like I can't go back to it, but it's not my core. If I want to go back to it, let me have grounded myself in my core area. Then I can go back and do any other small thing I want to do, or any other area that's not my purpose or my passion. You know. So now let's go down to how to manifest purpose in your career, your business. The first thing is you could be working in a job that is not in line with your purpose. Yes, you cannot say because you want to work in line with your purpose and you can't provide for yourself, you can't eat. Even heaven will not be happy with you, right? Because you need to have family, you need to have friends, you need to hang out, your lifestyle needs to be on a certain pedestal or on a certain place, especially if you are quite advanced, like you're of age. In fact, I don't even want to talk about advanced because right now, Gen Zs, trust me, they're making more money than the millennials. I'm not joking right now because of the kind of spaces they get into. So it's fine if you say because of you want to get some good amount of money, you want to go into a certain career path. Amazing. But you see that area that is the one that gives you satisfaction, don't drop it. Don't drop it. You need to be in that space. You need to maintain that space while you're doing whatever you're doing. So I said the first thing is volunteer for roles in line with your purpose. You could also be working in a 9-to-5 and you're volunteering for the areas that are in line with your purpose. That's what I do most of the times. Most times I'm volunteering, I'm speaking here, I'm talking here, I'm training there. It's because I cannot come and waste my life in one CEO's company. I can't do that. And you can't do that as well. Volunteer for roles in line with your purpose. I've told you how to identify those purposes, how God communicates those purposes to you. The next one is take on a job or in a business that is in your purpose. Take on a job. That's a very intentional talk, right? Take on a job in a business that is in line with your purpose. But what that means is you could be, as a fashion designer, you want to be a fashion designer, you don't have the money to start up as a fashion designer, you could work for a fashion brand. Working for a fashion brand is an intentional step to getting to manifesting your purpose. That's you working in line with it. That's you working in line with it. So take on a job in the business, because I used to tell my friends, my siblings, I used to say that I think the making money part of every profession is what the school should focus more on. Because trust me, whatever you study is a business. Whatever you study, even HR that I'm doing, I have a registered company and I take money for things that I do. It is a business, no matter what you're doing. Even if you're a linguistics teacher in a school, linguistics, you're teaching English, you need business sense in it. So why not start from learning from? You could start on your own. I'm not saying you can't start on your own. You could start on your own, of course, if you can go through the hurdles, the economical hurdles and all of those things from scratch. You have the money, you have people to support you. Amazing. You could start from scratch. I'm talking about you building a business in that line of your purpose right now. If it's a business or it's a career, it may not really be a big thing. Some people, it could just be that, okay, a certain home, either a rehabilitation center, a home for kids without parents. That could be purpose. And you may not necessarily want to be working in that place, but you could be sending your phones, you could devote your time, you could devote your birthdays, you could devote different things to be in to fulfill that purpose. So I've talked about taking on a job. The next thing is mentor people in your area of purpose. Mentor people. Now, that area of purpose, God cannot make mistake in giving you a purpose, in making you unique. It is for a reason. There are people who need that knowledge that you have. And trust me, teaching them, mentoring them also means you fulfilling that purpose, you manifesting that purpose. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm teaching you something that I have practiced over years, that I have experience in my career, volunteering, in my business. It is me manifesting my purpose. I'm manifesting, I'm showcasing. You're knowing me from different parts of the world. I don't even know many of you. I went on the social media platform yesterday on Instagram and I see in fact, I got notification. My name was just, I'm like, what's going on? I had to go and check. I'm like, oh, really? This amount of persons know that, okay, Homer Phoebe Jameson did something like this last year and maybe another year before that. So that is showcasing. I told you about what manifesting means. And then the last one we say, go back to the creator for every decision in that purpose. There are times when you need to take your phone back to the manufacturers. I'm like, the screen is wrong, it's bad. I have 1 more year guarantee. We all have an unending year guarantee with God. Unending. It doesn't have a deadline. So why not go back every time you want to make a decision? Imagine if you want to falter the system of your phone. You want to destroy it and start it afresh. Like, not that I'm saying you want to put off the phone and put it on. I'm saying that you want to completely change everything about your phone and change your phone from Android to iPhone without consulting the producers. You need some high level knowledge to do that, right? But you may need to sit down with the people that invented this one that you're currently using now. Why did you make this? Okay, I want to go this other path. How am I going to go through this path? For everything, every step I make while manifesting purpose, I go back to my creator. For this particular class, trust me, all of these things I'm saying, in just a few minutes of this class that I knew what to say about this. And that is because I have the leverage of an unending guarantee. I had to go back. I was like, how am I going to do this? Holy Spirit, I'm so busy. I traveled in the morning. I was working in Port Harcourt. By afternoon, I'm working in Lagos. How am I going to do all of this? How am I going to meet up? I can't even tell Blossom that I won't meet up. But Holy Spirit, I just commit this to you. That's the leverage. That's guarantee. That's warranty that you have. So you need to go back to your creator for every decision you want to make. That's why you must have a relationship with him. Imagine if you're quarreling with the producers of iPhone and you're like, man, I don't even care about them. Right? I know my area, and you need something about that thing. You can't communicate. You cannot assess. So we cannot talk about purpose without talking about God. Sorry, that's unapologetic. Because Nobody made himself. Nobody made he or herself, him or herself. So it is something that we all need to manifest. That is the only time you can say you have existed. If not, you're just, in fact, you're just moving around with people. Let me even say that. You're just moving around with people. Your life does not have an essence. What's the essence of your life? That's purpose. The reason you are here is because of purpose. And all the people who had passed on, the ones who fulfilled purpose, who manifested purpose, they have lived a well, in fact, they are receiving glory right now because they actually lived. Yet there are people who are actually living, like existing, and they are long, long gone. So I want to believe that I have made myself really clear and you now understand how to manifest your purpose in every way you find yourself. You'll be given your resources, your time, volunteering. You could be on the job like I am. Sometimes you could be on the job now and you may travel to another country. You're not on the job on your purpose, but you must be feeding that purpose. Something that is alive. Purpose is something that is alive. You can feel it, you can touch it. That's the reason why you're not fulfilling it. Sometimes when you're in your area of your purpose, you realize that you feel kind of dormant. Yes, it's because you're not feeding it enough. You're not carrying it out. You're not manifesting. You're not showcasing it to the world. That's why scripture say that they may see your light and glorify your Father in heaven. They may see. That see is the manifest. It must be obvious. Nobody that all my friends they know. They can't come and tell me I have a goal. Sorry, I will disturb you. No matter how busy my schedule is, I must create time to call and say, hey, you told me about something 2 years ago. What's up? You're like, you don't also forget. I say, no, if you don't want to do it, don't tell me. Don't even tell me because that's me. Everybody knows what I love to do. Some people come to me, they tell me about their goals, and then before you know it, the idea is coming up like I don't even, as you're telling me, the idea is cooking up. That's a skill. Of course, God will also give you a skill added to your purpose. And let me even add that I didn't even note that. Why carry out your purpose? You may not know everything in that area. When I say you may not know everything, you may know the basics. You might also know everything, but you must invent. You must reinvent. You must readjust. You must build systems. You must build structure in that purpose. Purpose does not mean that you do it anyhow, haphazardly. No, you must do it. You must do it in a very nice way. You must have systems. You must have structures. You must know how to do it yourself, or you are funding it. You're volunteering for it, whichever way. The summary of this class is you must manifest your purpose. Like I have overshoot my time. I'm sorry for that. Blossom. So that will take us to the end of this class. And I want to believe that after this class, we will all go back to manifest purpose. Take away the fear, write the book, show up unapologetically. You don't need to have all the I's and dotted and the T's crossed. You don't need to have all that. Just manifest. Because that's the assignment. Manifesting. What are you manifesting? Your purpose. You already know what it is. Just go ahead and do it. You fail on it, you stand up. You fail on it again, you stand up. You learn. You get better. So thank you very much. I'm so happy this class actually held. My brother tried hard to make this class not hold, but interestingly. So Blossom, are you here? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Blossom. We're done. We are done. We are done. So if you have questions, please, you could take them down and you could drop them on the chat box. Yeah, you drop your questions on the chat box. Hello, hello. Blossom. Really, I hope I was heard all this while. I really hope so. Like, really, really hope so. Right now. Like, hoping so. Hello, Blossom. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Blossom, I'm done. Okay, maybe should we wait for her or? Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so you could drop your questions on the chat box. You could write them down. You could give them to Blossom at any point. I'm going to take those questions, right? I'm going to take those questions. Interestingly. Hello, Blossom. Can you hear me? I hope I was heard. Really, I really hope so. That I was heard, right? Blossom, can you hear me, please? Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, True Women Foundation. Thank you, everyone that joined. I'm already getting comments right on my other social media platforms. People saying it was really interesting. Thank you. I appreciate. I appreciate. I really appreciate. Nifemi, I can cite you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Do take down that assignment I gave earlier. 10 things you can do. Circle the one that gives the most satisfaction. The ones that people always, right? Always comment and say that this is the thing, like this, you do this so well, right? There could be a message right there. So, all right, that will be all. I hope someone is coming to take over the session. Oh, I can continue. I actually have a lot of things to say, right? I don't get exhausted doing these things because it is a passion for me. It's more than just speaking, right? So I want to believe that someone is coming to take over the session. Okay. Okay, so while we wait, it's okay. Okay, while we wait, right? We could still do something. Right? I think we are having some technical issues. I'm just thinking we'll be up soon. But I hope that you have taken down that assignment I did earlier. I said write down 10 things you can do. Let me give an example. I can cook. I said that. I can write. I can write, right? I can lead a team. I can lead a team. Leadership comes really easy for me. I can lead a team. All of these things, if you're checking them out, you could see that there are serious monetizing areas. If I monetize cookie very well, amazing. I write, right? I create content. If I can focus on it some more, amazing. I could lead a team. even if the team seems really confused, like you don't know where they're going to, like no matter how it is, no matter the kind of people, no matter their level of education, no matter how it is, I can bring them up to start and do something like so. Those are my own cooking, writing, leadership, different things like that. But there is one that I can circle. The leadership falls into the HR that's leading people. That one people are always like, I get into a circle and people are like, Mama, you're the leader. I'm like, I didn't prepare. Like they say, you don't need to prepare. Like you're the leader, you're the leader. So can you just continue? I go even go for events. Like my friends are doing a shower, bridal shower, and the next day they say, Mama, take the MC, and I'm like, even here too, can't I just be free? Like can't I just enjoy myself and okay, so just write down yours and then circle the most important in those areas. You should focus on them. Whether you're doing a 9 to 5 on it now, you're carrying out a business on it now, you're volunteering on it now, one of those things you should do them. That will help you to manifest that purpose. Thank God we are back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so I'm the one telling you welcome now. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much, Shoma Phoebe. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that amazing session. Really enjoyed it. I was jotting, taking notes, and I really loved how you said purpose is the reason that we are existing, and how the thing, that thing that gives you satisfaction, you don't need to try or strive for it, something that is like naturally given to you. And manifesting means to showcase, to reveal, to portray, and also God communicates his purpose to you in different ways. Not everyone has mastered how God speaks to us, and so but at the end of the day, we still need to go back to God to get our purpose. And so those are my own light bulb moments and the things I really enjoyed about the session. Thank you so much. So now we'll be bringing up our next speaker. Blossom Obi. Bringing up our next speaker, Blossom Obi, who most of us know. Blossom Obi is a confidence coach. Through coaching and mentorship, she has helped young African women gain confidence to build the life they want, regardless of their background. And she has a platform called She Blossoms. She's a creative director of Blossom Blog, Blossom Obi Blog, where articles, stories that motivate and inspire are featured and published. And she's also the founder of True Women Foundation. She's the convener of the True Women Conference that helps shape young women, and brighten their minds for the future. So with no further ado, let's welcome her in the chat. I want to see our excitement in the chat box. Welcome, Blossom Obi.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for having me tonight. So I'm guessing, hi everyone. So I know a lot of us already know me, like Wolo highlighted. So thank you for being part of this year's conference, The Real You. So Homa really highlighted several things that can actually help us manifest better. For some of us, we already know our purposes. Like she also highlighted for those persons who didn't understand their purpose, how best when how to identify them. Probably you already know things that you're good at, right? And then a friend is singing it to your ears constantly. That's like you need to pay more attention. So it was an amazing session, and so thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight. You had so many places to be, but you chose to be here, so thank you. Yes, so very quickly I will just go right into what I wanted to share with us tonight. So I'll be talking on balance after a blow. So I just want to quickly share something, because most people just come up and say, oh, this person is strong, or this person is this, or like as if the person is not going through life with you. So basically this topic came out of a place of out of a burden to actually share some things that are very relatable to us as young women, right? Because we all go through lives, and trust me, life has its blows from relationship, from family, from your partners, from work, from family, different kinds of blow. So you just want to know how to just like get up back, right, balance things, and then just move ahead with whatever you decided to actually do with your life. So first of all, what is balance? What is balance? But I would say it is the right amount of something evenly, is it a right amount of something evenly will I say evenly distributed? Let me use that word. Yes, evenly distributed um around, right? Evenly distributed. So you have 20% in this area, you have 30%, you have 40, so you have 50 in area. For example, probably in among your friends, you're 50, you show up for them, you're 50. With your partner, you're 60 or you're 70. In your work life, you are 70. Evenly distributed amounts, right, across different facets of your life. That is balance. That is balance. So when we say balance after a blow, what do we mean, right? We've already established that definitely life has its own punches. Like, it's coming with different punches. Sometimes you're like, I did not see this coming. No, what's all this one, right? And then several basic um blows basically. So I'm just going to highlight some incidences and then just use that as pointers to actually drive home my point. So I prior to today, I shared some things up on the mailboxes of people that I registered to attend, right? So it was about a breakfast story that I had some years back. Yes. So I got a lot of responses because some persons were like, "Oh, did somebody really said that to you?" And I was like, "Yes." And some were like, "Oh, okay. So you really your comeback was really good. The revenge was sweet." In my mind, I'm like, okay, I did not have any intentions to do any revenge, right? But then what did I do, right? What did I do? I'm going to share two incidences and then just pinpoint practical steps that I took and that I've shared with several young women that is helping them today. So I'm just going to share that with us tonight and then hope that also it helps us in different aspects of our lives, because definitely you cannot remove the fact that you're going to get blown from with life. Yeah. I mean, if not, he would not say, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, right? Because definitely there will, I mean, tables in the presence of our enemies. It means there will be enemies, but it's gonna make a table. So what do you do in all of these things? Yeah. So I think for me, one of the things I'm going to highlight for you is channel, right? So channel. I was talking to one of my mentees. I don't know if it's a week ago or last week, but then I highlighted for her something, because for some people, when they get blown by life, this is what they do. They withdraw into their shell, right? Are you that person? They withdraw into their shell, right? Cut off from the whole world. People do that, right? In this age and time. Yeah, so they cut off from the whole world, and then they're like into their shell. Don't talk to me. I want to be alone. Yes, that's good, right? But then you find a lot of people doing that negatively, like cutting off from the whole world. Are you cutting off from the whole world to start thinking um downward spiral or thinking negatively? You're not enough, you're not this, you're not that, why is it only me bad things are happening to, blah blah blah, thinking negatively. Are you cutting off from the whole world to just hide away and be invincible? No. See, this, because definitely I'm not going to tell you not to feel or not to do certain things as regarding to why you're feeling the way that you feel, right? So fine, cut off from the world, right? But when you're cutting off from the world, these are the things you want to start to do, right? Write it down, because you have taught your mind, right, how to, over time, subconsciously go towards a downward spiral with the all cutting off from the world thing. You're now thinking negatively all by yourself. Oh, And you find out a lot of people now get depressed, and then by themselves they now open up again. And then in my mind I'm like, so what were you doing all those times that you were inside your shell? And then like I'm like, no, that's not living. That's not living. So I'm going to be sharing with us pointers, right, that has helped me. And I said I shared them with some young women and it's helping them. So when the first thing to, let's just talk it up, take it as practical steps to balance after a blow. So the first thing to do is stop. Yes, when I mean stop, it's not the way you take it, right? Stop as in retrace your steps, come back to yourself. Some people will cut off from the world, right? But then when you're cutting off from the world, what are you doing? Go back. Go back to God. Let me just share my own incident with you. So I was telling my mentee, right? I was telling her because she was doing her own inside my shell thing. I couldn't reach her. I couldn't. At some point I was worried, like for days. And then all of a sudden I could reach, and I was like, what happened? What, And then she was like, and then she started opening. I was like, no, we're not doing that. Mm-mm. Because how do you say that you want growth, and then when things like this happen, what you do is hide inside your shell, and then no, we're not doing that. What you need to do is, first of all, stop, assess your situation, fine and good. Like I just shared an incident with her. I told her that when I was in my final year, that was, I don't know, maybe it was 6-7 years ago, I can't remember, but it was in 2016 basically. So in 2016, right? And then I was in my final year, and like the story on the mailboxes, right? This person I was in a relationship with for like, let's say 5-6 years, cheated, right? And then I got to found out on my final paper. You know that final paper that everybody has been writing, right? You've been all been writing, and then it was your final paper, but it was an 8 o'clock exam. It was an 8 o'clock exam, so we were all supposed to go write it, and then you've graduated and all that. And then, but then I was in a devastating space. But you know what? I picked up that story to share to her, and why I'm sharing it here, because I did not know what to feel, right? But then I was in between breaking down, because you're looking towards marriage with this person, and then you're getting the shock of your life. But then what do you do? At that point, I could easily have broken down and cried my eyes sore, right? And then I won't read for my exam, because the following morning was an 8 o'clock paper, right? I'd have cried my eyes sore, and then I won't read for my paper in the morning. What will I go and write there? And then when I house you, I'll tell my father that I they sent me to this. I went to school to go and follow man. So okay, so that was a joke, anyways. But okay, so what did I do? Right, I just retraced my steps, and then I channeled what I was feeling. I knew that I wasn't going to sleep with the way I was feeling. Right? Do you know what I did? I read till morning. I did my eyes did not blink, and I knew that my eyes was not going to sleep. And so when I shared this story with my mentee, she said, "Oh, you're so strong," and I was like, "No, it's not that I was strong. I chose to read Omun. I already knew that I wasn't going to sleep. There are certain things that happen to you. Sleep will not come. That's just the truth. But then, what do you do with that time? That time that you're not sleeping." That are you just going to be thinking and crying, oh Lord, why me? Definitely. I several things. I was telling her it wasn't because I was strong. No, it wasn't because I was strong. I had a desire not to have a spill, so nothing was going to take away that desire from me. So I wiped my eye, right? Because I wiped my eye. I was like, okay, I will cry, but after my after the paper, yeah, we can cry. If the cry needs to finish, right? After the paper, we're gonna cry. But right now, no. So my desire to finish strong was stronger than the pain that I was feeling inside of me. And we all have that. We all have that strong desire to want to do stuff, to want to be this person, to want to be that person. We all have that strong desire. So, and imagine when something you now try to replace that, right? So let me just break this down, right? I've always been somebody who I I I didn't give up my relationship with God for anything, like for anything. Like, so that's me. If like most of my close friends know me, so like I'm somebody that I'll tell you, I even call the Holy Spirit sweetness, because like I talk to him about everything. So when I was doing a research on this topic, right? Balance after a blow. He gave me a verse. He said, it is me that teach your hand to war. And then I stayed on, I think Psalm 144 or so. Yeah. So I stayed on that verse. I was like, war. And then I started to understand that life itself is a war. Just that. So you're fighting battles. But then he's telling you, it is me that teaches your hand to war. But you know what we want to do? We want to go and learn from the person that you don't even know chocolates of battles, right? So it is him that teaches your hand to war. And then I was telling my mentee that when she went on that, oh, that means this thing, you really came back strong. And if you see responses to the mails, right, they're like, oh wow, so you're really strong. In my mind I was like, no, it was God. Like, it wasn't because I was strong. It's because I relied on a strength that I know that will not fail me. And that's what we need to do. So when we stop, right, like I said, the first thing we need to do is stop. So when we stop to go into our shell, right, don't go down into your shell with a negative idea of go into your shell to get with God. That's the strength that helps you. Going to your shop to get with God, that's the strength that helps you. That's the strength that motivates you. That's the strength that inspires you. That's the strength that makes it look like people don't even know the scars that you've been through. I mean, they look at your life and they're like, oh, I want to be like this person. No, because God polished you so fine, girl. Nobody know what you went through. So when you get blown or beaten, right? When you go into your shell, don't go into your shell to now go and start mopping and feeling sorry for yourself. We're not doing that. That's not the real you. That's not the real you. The real you is strengthened by God. The real you understands that there is somebody teaching her hands to war. Right? There's somebody teaching her hands to war. So when you put a stop, like, from the noise, you're, for some people, like I have somebody, like I call her my baby, right? So I have somebody, what she does is she cuts off social media. Like if she's on Instagram, she'll freeze her account. Like, you can see me, right? I see that as a silent cry for help. When you find your friend, for those of you who have friends who do that, when you find your friend who you know is all over the place, like she's lively, and then suddenly they're in their shell, see, it's a cry for help. It's a cry for help. So you need to understand that this is a cry for help. So you really need to understand that, okay, this person needs help, and then you need to actually be there for them. So some of them will even push you away, right? They'll even push you away and then try to find a way to make excuses so you discharge you. Let me use that word, discharge you. Even if you can't reach them, in your quiet time, pray for them. Tell the Holy Spirit to reach them on your behalf. So I highlighted that stop, right? So the second thing you have to do, you have to take note of and do. Why I'm saying intentionally take note of these things is because over the years you have taught your mind to do the opposite. So now it's just like you're unlearning something. I've known that 1 + 1 is 2 all of my life, and now you're telling me 1 + 1 is 1. It's something that I have to relearn, right? So you have to consciously do this, consciously imbibe this learning, and then teach your mind to do these things. So the next excuse me, the next step that we're going to do is channel. I highlighted that in between the story. I said channel, right? Channel whatever you're feeling. Like I said, I wasn't going to sleep. But then what did I do? I read throughout the night. I mean, in that state, who would read? But then I read. You understand? I did not read because, oh, okay. Read because, after you trust God for stuff, take the first step. Put faith and this hard work to your faith. Most people just say, oh, God is helping. God is helping, but you're still sitting in that spot. You're not even taking the first step. You're not even moving. You're not doing things, right? I say channel because how do you even tell? Okay, one of my friends, she used to say something. So how do you tell? When I was talking to her, when I was like teaching her these steps to do, she said, how do you tell somebody that lost their father to channel? Like to channel what they're feeling. That was a tough one, because I mean, someone could have a relationship with somebody and then, you understand? So, but then, so he says, how do you tell somebody to channel? All of these questions. Tomorrow is question session. No? So I'll try to answer just a few, but then our session for the question is actually tomorrow. So everybody just plug in with all the speakers actually, and then basically. So I'll try to answer some. Don't worry. So how do you tell somebody that lost their dad to channel? I mean, it's their dad. For some people, that if he's the breadwinner of the family, what do you say to that person? And right, what do you say to that kind of person? What kind of channeling should they be doing? That's why Homer had to come up first to talk about purpose, because at this point, right, nothing else will make sense to you outside of your purpose. Nothing else, nothing. And if you've not discovered it, and something as grave as this, I'm saying this one is grave because not like others are minor, but then it depends on the personalities of the individuals, right? Nothing would make sense to you. Nothing, because there's a feeling of numbness. You can't move, you can't eat, you can't, you understand? Some people, even their relationship, they even is hurts them when compared to when they lose a loved one, which I don't understand, but then it's totally fine. It's totally fine. But then that numbness of the pain that you feel, nothing would make sense. So at that point, when you're stopping and going into your shell to talk to God, right? Because we already established that you're not going into your shell to go and cry, or just if you want to cry, cry. But then add to your tears, carry your note and your barrel or your pen, right? Go there, go carry your Bible too. Go there, talk to God. As you're crying, taking note of what's gonna be telling you. So, like that, and then when you say channel, right, certain emotions will not go away, and it's just going to be that way, right? But then, and they're going to affect how you move, right? If your productivity used to be 10, for some people it will drop, right? Because of whatever they're going through. And then, so this is where I say channel. Channel is because you won't be able to, if you won't be able to, for me, I would say go to sleep. You'll be filled with thoughts. When I say channel, it means that channel all of those emotions into something more productive and positive, in line with what you want to do for yourself. I'm going to relate that to my person, right? Okay, so at the time, right, I used to write for Old Town Gist, right? It was like Imo State Broadcasting Network. They had a blog called Old Town Gist. I didn't have my own blog at the time. So I used to write for Old Town Gist, and then sometimes I'll publish my articles in Ghana. So it was very exciting for me. I mean, people in other countries get to respond. I even get emails from people in Switzerland and all of that. So it was very exciting for me. And then, having something like that then happened to me at some point. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to just, like, that feeling of nothing is worth it anymore, blah blah blah. We all can relate basically. But then I just had to throw myself into what I loved doing. So that's what, yeah, right? Throw yourself into what you love doing. For some persons it's their business, right? Throw yourself into it. That's the channeling we're talking about. Throw yourself into it. If you love helping people, throw yourself into it. If you love showing up for your friends, you love taking care of your family, throw yourself into it. You are that person that you love this thing, making sure that things go right, all right with other people. Throw yourself into that. Throw yourself into what you love doing, right? For me, it was writing, so I threw myself into that. And you know the funny thing, it was like, but then I wasn't writing. Let me even narrate how this happened. So for me, it was like I'd written other people's stories, right? Because I'd written other people's stories and ended up predicting my own story. Funny, right? So imagine you're writing other people's story and then you start to write your own story without it happening to you, and then few months down the line those exact same stories start happening to you. It's like I don't still know how it is today, right? So I just pictured it that okay, maybe I stumbled on some magic pen. But then like back to what I was saying, right? Channel, throw yourself into what you love doing, get productive with it, basically. So those are the two practical steps that I'm going to be sharing, right? And I'm seeing a lot of questions because there's so many. So let me just see if I can answer some. Okay. Really, like said, was I able to concentrate and read? I really tried. My dear, I couldn't feel my father. Like the desire not to spill. Do you know what it means? Like coming back next year, just write one paper. I'm like, nah, 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 nah. But it wasn't something that I could easily have done. But like when I always look back at that moment, I always think to myself, I say, people down them, they're like, bills on you. Are you strong? They'll be like, somebody will look at me and not think that I'm strong. Like, look at me, like you just feel that just something just blow, I should just fall down, right? Yeah. But then I trusted the one who called me, right? The strength that he had given me. And this is something that I do, right? I always commit anything I do to God. And I just want to share the full intricate story with the WhatsApp community, because I promised them the full gist, right? The onions of the juice are inside the, so those people are gonna be the one hearing this thing. And okay, so we have another question. It said, how do you cancel voices that cloud your mind in that period? Okay, see, only had one assignment. I wanted to share just 2 points, but then let me just, this question brought up the last point I was going to share, but then I didn't want to overclad you all, so you just know what to do part-time, right? This question brings up the third step, which is priority, right? Prioritize. At that point in time, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling so many things at once, so you need to prioritize. That's how you cancel the voices that cloud your mind at that period. Because we said channel, right? So channel to what you love, right? Prioritize. What is the next thing to get on with right now? Prioritize. Because see, at some point, for people that are very emotional, right? They are going to be shaking, they can't do anything, they're going to be in a state where they feel the world is crumbling around them. Like when I watch some videos of heartbreak for some girls, I'm really like, okay, you know. And then that's when I knew that okay, God just helped me. Honestly, God helped me, because I'm wondering, what's going on? Yeah. Okay, so basically, you need to prioritize. That's how you cancel the thoughts that clouds your head. Because if you are not going to channel and throw yourself into what you love, trust me, do you know when you're doing what you love, you're swallowed up. You don't really know what else is. It's like you're in another space, in another world. You're not paying attention to any other thing else. So you're there. That's how you listen. You block out all the noise, all the voices that clouds your head and your judgment, right? You throw yourself into what you love. That's how you channel. Get productive. get productive, right? So another person says, how does one seek God guidance in the midst of, I think this question is for Human Phoebe, but in the midst of manifesting his purpose for fear. Okay. So okay. So guys, we'll be having why we decided to move. I decided to move all the questions for tomorrow so we can have all three speakers present and then answer the question. But Grace, I can give you some ideas about that, right? So please, can we have the question up again so we all look at it very quickly, right? So how does one seek God guidance in the midst of manifesting his purpose due to fear? See, the thing is, you know how they used to tell us do it afraid. Right? You know that phrase is very popular. That's just it. I mean, when we're planning this conference, from sponsorship to the team, I went on a fast. I went on a fast not because I did not know how to put up a team. No, I didn't go on a fast not because I didn't know who to send letters to that will definitely sponsor the conference. No, because I wanted God to do it and take the glory. You know, I wanted it to be. I don't like stress. I like soft life. Oh. Please, if you are part of that. So I don't like stress. You know, when you are doing things on your own, you be struggle, guy. You be struggle. I'm not cut out for struggling. No, I don't think so. So that's why I'm not. I mean I oh my god, no. So I like following a blueprint that somebody has put out. And then when I'm not having issues with the blueprint, I can ask, but you told me to follow here now. I didn't. So how does one seek God's guide? Go to his words. Go to his word. God will speak. And when I say go to his word, people always think that it is reading the whole chapter. No, just the same way he showed me tonight, just like few minutes to going live, few minutes to when Omar will come up. That's what he said. It is me that teach your hands to war. So I had to just Google that. Okay, where is this passage in the Bible? And then I saw that it was Psalm 144. Probably I must have read it some ago, but then he wanted to tell me something, right? When I went to him, not that I was sitting at the head, the passage came. Oh no, I went to him. I got down on my knees and said, Father, it's few minutes to the conference time. You understand? So most of us think that we assume that God is going to impose into our lives. No, he's not. He's not. If you're not the one going to him, you will struggle. I don't want to see that. Okay, I don't like struggle. I don't like. There's this word they use. I'm not a Yoruba person. It's not going to be sweet in my mouth. I don't, right? I don't. You need to be the one to be going, because the Homer alighted. He's the one that created you, right? So imagine Steve Jobs, the owner of Apple, right? And somebody that maybe an Amazon owner, what's his name? Can't remember. So and then he's now telling Steve Jobs how a Mac should function, like an M1 should function. Is that not off? Guys not seeing the out of place in it. So that's actually how to go. And then Homer identified pointers, right? She identified pointers. If you see, the replay is going to be up, it's YouTube is saved, right? It's saved, Facebook is saved, so you can go back, rewatch these sessions, take down points. She said write out 10 things that you can do without flinching. Like if they wake you up, that okay, I can do this one. She said I write that down. She said when she did her, she wrote down 20. She wrote down 20, right? So I'm sure if you do yours right now, that was the assignment. Most of us don't join early to get the assignment. I'm sure if you do yours, you have more than 10, definitely. So those are pointers. Go to God with those things. He's not going to impose. If you're not the one coming, he says his hands are open. His hands are open. I forgot how message put it. He said he's wide-eyed, open, waiting for us. So basically, I guess this is where Bolu takes over. So I'm done. And like I said, so these are our take home. These are our take home, right? These are our take home channel, right? Channel. When you stop, right? The first one is stop. When you go into stop, right? Don't do it negatively. Do it with God. That's the essence of cutting off from the noise, from the world, from your friends. For those of you that cut off from everybody, I don't do that and I don't subscribe to that. But then you find people doing that, so you cannot tell them, oh, don't do this. No, instead give them a way out inside what they're doing that works. So when you stop, go to God in your stopness. Our English channel, right? Channel. And then the third one is prioritize, right? So I think a question made me say that prioritize what is of utmost important at that point in time. Prioritize and channel into that. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Blossom, for that session. I got a lot of things actually from everything you said. Talked about not going into our shell and how a lot of us cut off the whole world. But the funny thing is, a lot of us, this is how we react. Actually, this is our natural
I
automated
know.
response. Like it's just like
Especially
it's
for
just
us,
natural. Like
for us who are introverts, right? We just cut over the word.
You're calling yourself an introvert. Okay. 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 I also got like we should also desire to finish strong. Going back to God, that one is the most important. And I love the fact that you highlighted going back to the word. And sometimes how, anytime people say go back to the word, I always think like, what do they mean? I should read Genesis to Revelation. That's what that means. But going back to God, I like that he said that it's not just like reading the whole Bible, like it's literally just going on your knees and listening for what he's saying. Sometimes it can just be like a word that, or it could be sometimes it could be a song, and then from that song you just get things right.
Yeah.
And not going to your shell, channeling. Yes, that one is very important because if you don't channel it, it's just going to go, it's going to waste. Someone said, I think it was, there's this guy I follow on YouTube, E.T., the hip hop preacher. He says, don't, or maybe it wasn't him. He said, don't waste good pain. Like, don't waste your pain. Basically, like, always try to like channel it. So, we'll be taking all of these insights and we'll be digesting them as time goes on. Okay, so I hope we all got. So I hope we're all journaling, taking things down in our jotters, our journals, and so on and so forth. So tomorrow, we'll be having Jessica T. tomorrow for tomorrow's session. She's a relationship counselor. So all of you that have a relationship problem, it's not just romantic relationship, like relationship in general. So if you have relationship issues, problems, come with your questions, your heart-burning questions, your doubts, your basically come with expecting to get something, come with questions. So this is the session you don't want to miss out, because this is when a lot of us are in relationships. Even if you're not in romantic relationships, we are somewhere there. Tomorrow also be having our Q&A. So aside from Jessica T's session, we'll also be taking questions from Blossom's session and from Phoebe's session as well. So any questions that you have that you maybe didn't remember to put them down, start putting them now, because tomorrow we'll have all three of them, so you can bombard them with all the questions that you like, that you want. Then finally, tomorrow we'll also be announcing our winners. The winners, not just one person. So there'll be winners for the money that was won. So come ready. If not, you did not come, you may miss maybe we may even reassign your money to that person. I don't know, Sha. But Sha, make sure you are here. So that is all for today. Thank you everyone for showing up, for commenting, for dropping your likes, your comments. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. the West African time. So see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.